This week on Axe Girls, we check in with the Agawam Axe Girls as they tackle week 2 of their summer league. Axel sits down with Ashley, aka AXEGIRL Axes, for a chat about how she got started. And we'll check in with Maddie in Georgia as she heads into week 4 of her local league at Thomasville Tomahawks. Stay with us. Hey everyone, it's Axel and we're in week 2 of the Agawam Axe House Women's League. Can't wait to get started. Let's check in and see how the girls are doing this last week. Raven's still in that number 1 spot with 159 points, only 2 points ahead of Axel with 157. Let's see how the week plays out. Our target has 5 rings. Starting with the bullseye in the center, it's 6, then it goes 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now if you cross a line, you get the higher point value, except in the case of the bullseye where you have to have the orange on both sides of that blade. It has to be a clear bullseye basically. The diamonds at the bottom, they're worth 10. Money versus Chaos. Chaos is still working on her grip and got a few drops of work out. But she's going for the diamond each ring to try to make up those extra points. And the match finishes out Maddie 44 to Chaos 8. Up next we have Axel versus Maddie. And with 2 missed diamonds, Maddie takes it 50 to 37. Up next, we have a tight race between Money and Madcat with an interesting finish. If at the end of the 10 throws, the scores are tied, both throwers must throw for the diamond. Whoever gets closest wins. With Madi taking the diamond in sudden death. Final score 38-38. Madi wins. Axel got to sit down this week with AXEGIRLS Axes.
Again, I'm Ashley. I live in Southern California in LA. And I started axe throwing when my venue opened up. I throw at LAX in North Hollywood. My venue opened up in 2018, and then I started throwing like a few months later, my best friend and her friend went to the grand opening, and they told me all about it. And they said they had such a good time. And I was like, I want to try that. So I would go, but I was too nervous to try it at first. So I would go and just watch her and her friend throw in league. And I just sat there and I would watch, and I knew everybody's name, but I was like, yeah, maybe I will. I don't know. And then I was like, I got to do it one day. So I brought my sister and I went, and that was when basically the addiction started. So then I joined league, and I applied to be a coach there at the venue. So I do coach at the venue now as well. I've been coaching there for almost 2 years, and I've been throwing for just over 2 years. But once the pandemic hit, our venue shut down. And of course, just like everybody else, I was desiring and I needed that throwing that I was missing so much. So I asked my dad if I could build targets at his house. He has a lot more land than my 750 square foot condo does. So he has a lot more land. So I asked him if I could build some targets at his house and start doing some virtual tournaments. And it was only supposed to be for 1 or 2 tournaments. And they were really fun. The first tournament I ever did virtually was a women's tournament. And I want to say I took 5th place. I think it was 5th place, which I was like, that was really exciting for me. I met some really cool throwers that I had heard about just like on forums or on the Sport of Axe Throwing page. But I met them face to face, and, you know, I was such a newbie. I was like, oh my gosh, you are cool. Yeah, you are cool. So then I was like, well, maybe I'll join another tournament, and then, maybe I'll build a second target, and so that I can have my girlfriends come over here and we can throw axes in the tournaments together. And then it just became, all right, well, now the tournaments are over. Why don't I just try doing this TikTok and Instagram, and maybe I want to do some trick shots. So I started doing trick shots, and it just kind of escalated from there, and it's just kind of blown up. So it's been really freaking cool. My type of personality is I grew up playing sports. So if I'm not automatically amazing at everything, I get frustrated. I get very frustrated, and it's just my personality, and it's just the way I am. It'll never change. I'm 32 years old. It'll never change. I will never learn how to grow out of that.
So you say that you have to be perfect at something when you start. So how long does it usually take you to get a trick shot down?
So when I say, okay, it also, I mean, I'm sure everybody knows, it's depending on the level of trick shot, what it is. When I talk about perfect, I'm usually going for bullseyes. Not that it doesn't count if it's not. I've had plenty of trick shots where I'm like, this is the best I can do, and it's closer to a 1, or it's barely hitting the bottom corner of this freaking target. I'm counting it. But I have worked on trick shots for days before. There's a trick shot I just did, and it took me 3 days it would took me 3 days, 2.5 hours, probably each of the 3 days to do. And I finally got it the other day. You guys are never going to believe what I just did. Don't do this at home. Oh my God, you guys. Oh my God. Wow. Oh no, I just ruined the axe. That's a Robin Hood for you if I've ever seen one. I've gone 3 days, 3 total days, and it's hot here in Southern California. It's like 100 degrees every single day. It's been rough. Yeah. But when it comes to wanting the bullseye, I try and go for that.
That's fair enough. And so where do you get your ideas for your trick shots?
I don't know if I can ever say I made up a trick shot, because there's so many different ways to throw a sharp object. I just got my ideas from other trick shot throwers, and just kind of thinking about how I could up the ante with throwing.
So you said that you throw outside at your dad's house. What do your dad's neighbors think about that?
People always think like, oh my God, your neighbors must hate you. You're just causing so much like a ruckus. I honestly only throw 1 time a week. Okay. And I throw for like 5 or 6 hours throughout that day that I throw, and it's only on Sundays. So I throw 1 time a week, every Sunday, try to every Sunday, depending on if it's hot or not. And people are like, oh, you must be screaming so much, your neighbors must hate you. No, you ought, I mean, you think about it, you only really scream if you hit the shot that you've been trying to, right. And if I'm throwing for 5 or 6 hours, people don't realize like it takes a long time to actually hit those shots. So you probably would hear me scream 3 times, but then I'm like, oh crap, I'm in an actual neighborhood. I need to calm down. So, but the neighbors, there's one interaction that we've had with the neighbor next door, and she heard us. It was me and a throwing partner that were throwing at our targets, and I was trying to do a 4 in one hand, 1.5 rotation throw. So I was holding 4 axes, and I was getting so close. I would land 3 and 1 would fall like 7 or 8 times. And so we would just, in agony. And she heard it and she yells over, she says, what's going on over there? And we were like, oh my God. Oh no. And so sorry, we're trying to do something. She's like, well, what are you doing? Playing cornhole? And we were like, kind of. Like, may I peek over? And I was like, yeah, so we're axe throwers and we're trying to make trick shots. And she was like, oh, wow, it sounds like you guys are pretty loud. And I was like, I'm so sorry. It's the middle of the day. We didn't think that we're so sorry. We will try and keep it down. She goes, no, honey, I love life. Have fun. Have fun. You do you guys. Like, I love life. Life should be about fun. I just wanted to make sure you both were okay. And now I know. And we were like, oh my God, that could not have gone any better. So the neighbors seem to be okay with it, at least one of the neighbors. And so, like I said, we only throw once a week. So
I'm always trying to get across to people who are hesitant about how easy it is to start and things like that. So if somebody watching at home wants to start, what words of wisdom, or how would you say, get in there and do it? Basically, you're going to kick ass.
Anybody can throw. I will help you do that. And if you can throw a piece of paper across the room, you can throw. It doesn't have to be as hard as you think it is. And of course, people come in thinking, oh, it's going to come back and, hit me. I try and reassure people that it's not as scary as the videos make it seem. Just try it. And if you hate it, then you can run away and never talk to me again. But I promise it'll be fun and anybody can throw. So how many girls do you have in Axe Girls?
Well, right now here at my Axe House, we have 7. And then
where are you?
We're in Western Mass.
Oh, wow.
Itty bitty town in Western Massachusetts. That's so
back. Nice.
We're actually the first Axe House in New England. So we started it all up here. Yeah.
Very cool.
Cool.
And you have a YouTube? This is what's on YouTube? I just want to follow it too.
It's just Axe Girls. You'll find us. We finally got our channel name.
I saw that. I think I might have seen subscribe. I think I might have seen you guys posting on like the Sport of Axe Throwing or something like that. But then when I saw that Ryan posted on Warriors, I was like, oh my gosh, how do I do this? And he's like, let me contact the girl for you. And I was like, I can just follow them and I'll contact them. And then I totally forgot. And then you reached out. I was like, this is brilliant. This is perfect. So, but Ryan's awesome. He just, I saw that he sent you guys. Is he your axe provider? Is that what it is?
Yeah, he's our sponsor now.
So freaking cool. That's what it was. I was asking him about it.
Oh yeah. Trust me. I'm trying to decide right now between the Reaper and the Warrior Plum Axe.
That's literally, I can't decide between those two either.
Really?
The only thing those are my 2 as well. I can't remember the other 2 names.
I get it. Awesome. Well, I really appreciate your time today. Thank you so much. And
absolutely.
If you get bored one day and you want to create a video on how to do the Canadian flick, we would absolutely put that in an episode. And
okay, great. Yeah, I actually just might be able to use it on TikTok as well, or Instagram. That might be actually a really good idea.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Good idea. Okay, thanks. I'll get that going too.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ashley. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you. This was fun.
Follow with your Instagram and stuff like that in the video. So
awesome.
Not that you need followers, obviously, but
it's still all very fun. I'm very excited about this.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And I hope you have an awesome day.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks. back to the action at the Agawam Axe House. Raven vs. Madcap. And with Madcap missing both your diamond throws, the final score, 36-38 Raven. And that wraps up week 2 at the Agawam Axe House. Raven clearly in position number 1. Well done. 38.9 average. Axel following close behind with a 38.4. Now let's check in with Maddie in Georgia as she heads into week 4 of her local league.
Tomorrow is league night, but we also have a league leaderboard, which I'll show you in just a second, and we do that weekly to kind of keep it more exciting, so it's constantly changing. So it's just what people got weekly as a high score, and then we're ranked based off that. And I'm actually in 4th right now on there, so I'm gonna try my hardest to get to the top at some point and be number 1, hopefully this week, if not another week. But yeah, I'm gonna take you with me and show you what that looks like. So weekly, whoever gets number 1 is gonna sign the little totem, and then at the end of this season, whoever did the best and ends up on top is gonna get to take that home. But yeah, you can see on the league leaderboard, I'm right there, number 4th. I got 195, so I'm gonna be trying for 1st. Hopefully this week, and hopefully more than once, but we'll see how it goes.
And so Maddie finishes out week 4 in 5th position, 751 points, 16 matches in, with a whopping average of 46.9. Great job! Thanks for tuning in for another episode of Axe Girls. Please like, subscribe, and share. See you next week.
Breaking news, it's still a tie.